Hey, how are we doing? It's me, your friendly neighborhood shepherd Tamer, checking in for a new thing, completely new. This is going to be our new Let's Play. I'm going to be focusing on builds, so I'm thinking of calling this the Minecraft Build Guide. I want to do the medieval stuff that we didn't get to do in the last episode series thing. You know, that hardcore thing that we died in? Yeah, that was upsetting. So I want to carry on with that medieval theme and create a kingdom, because I've never done it in Minecraft. I've never made a castle, as I said in that series, and I really want to, because it seems fun. It seems like the Minecraft thing to do, to just go ahead and make... Why am I in a spruce forest? This is good and not good. To make a series... Hello? Hello, we've got a village. Sorry. Let's make a series to do kingdoms, because kingdoms are a good idea. I started a fresh new instance on the AT launcher for this, so as you can see, it keeps telling me to all of the other... Hello? I will take that and that, please. Thank you. I've already got some iron gear, and it's been 2 seconds. Okay, let's just do this to get rid of the tips. I've already got iron gear, and it's been 2 seconds. Got potatoes, got a bed. Let's take the bed. The bed isn't... I've got auto jump on. This is the issue with starting a new thing. Is everything is just out of place. Even all of this is just too big, and I bet you... Yeah, look at that. It's just so big. But yeah, so we got a new series coming together as a part of this whole thing. Why is it... Okay, you live your life, dude. You live your life. I'm just going to come in and steal all your stuff. So we will be making ourselves the kingdom, and we will be having fun doing it. But yeah, so we're going to take all of the stuff from this thing. Why is there so many in this? Let me in. Oh, you got a chest? Yeah, you do. Apple and more pants. Hey, we're living the best life here. We've got pants. All we need is boots, and we're like fully kitted. What more could we want? Oh, I feel so fancy. So yeah, let me steal everything else from these guys, and then we will go on a journey to find what we are looking for. So I want to talk about this world that we have now created. This is the seed up here. If you want to have a look at it, it's one of the craziest seed numbers, I guess. But this is the island that we're currently on the search for whilst we're talking. Now, this here is the reason why I wanted this seed, because as you can see here, they've got this alcove. And you'll see in the next clip when we arrive exactly what I'm going to be doing with this. And what I love about this is the amount of biomes that we have in this one area. There's so many different layers for us to be able to make this full kingdom look absolutely incredible. And I feel like you guys are going to love what we create out of all of this. Now, let's go on to talk about which data packs we've got included. So, welcome to my Photoshop. This is the data packs list that we've got going on. So we've got the silence mobs, just to make ease of life a little bit easier, and that way we can make mobs silent. So if we have any pets or anything like that, they just don't make as much noise. Then we got the mini blocks trader, just because I love mini blocks and I thought it'd be a cool addition. Unlock all recipes for ease of life. Just going to make my life so much easier. Terracotta wrench for the same reason. Redstone wrench for the same reason. Then more mob heads, because you know how much I love them. And player hair drops. We also have 2 more, which aren't on this list, that I added after this list was made. Which is the armor stands and the custom nether portals. Them 2 are another 2 that we added after this list was made, that I realised I also wanted to have in the game. So that's our list. let's get on with the video. So here we are. This is where we're going to call home. Now, as I explained in that last clip, we did look over this seed beforehand. I wanted to get kind of an area where I can create the port or the harbour or whatever you want to call it. And this is honestly the most perfect location for what I have in mind. I love it. Obviously, we're going to have to get rid of that. But I mean, it's always nice to have. But can you imagine a large port just all across here? Like, just think of the ships that could be here. We'll probably get rid of that, flatten it all down, and move that bit back. But you could have the largest port, and then just this castle in the background. I think this is going to be so beautiful. So beautiful. Now, obviously, having seen everything that's in this seed, I haven't seen everything. I've seen this bit. I know that there is a village nearby here somewhere. So we're going to have to check that out. But first, I want to see what we can get in this bad boy. Okay, I'm so glad that we made some tools. Whilst I was on my journey, made some tools just to, you know, keep us safe. Because we're stupid. TNT, that's a great thing to have. Yeah, we just got some TNT, mate. Who trusts me with TNT? It's a good thing to have this, though. Let's put the Aqua Affinity cap on for whilst we are checking out this place. Now, there's normally a couple of chests, right? Normally a couple of chests in this type of thing. Where's the other chests? Show me the chests. Oh, I hate this part of a new world where you don't have anything yet and everything is just such a difficult activity because you're like, come on, get through this. Okay, maybe this one does just have the one chest. Crazy. I think I know where the village is. This is somewhere that I'm really excited to start. And I want to create something that I can give to my patrons and my community as a world download. And what I'm thinking is we're just going to go for this until 1.17 starts. And then we may start a new world from there, depending on how far into this we really are. Because as we know from good old 2020, that we can't hope to know what's coming in our future. So for the meantime, we've already got some diamonds. For the meantime, we can take it as this is what we're doing, but who knows where 2021 will lead us. It can't get much worse. I'm very much looking forward to what we have available to us for this next few months, hopefully the full year. And let's just see where we get to with things, because it could be a lot of fun to just go through it and see what happens. Let's set down all of these things. This is going to be our house in this one. I want to keep those. Let's make this bottom bit like a little storage place for us, and the top bit where we keep our like niceties, I guess. Weird way of putting it, but you know what I mean. So after a bit of off-camera mining in the setup of this world, it's not really off-camera because I did it on stream, but here's what we got. We got a fair amount of stuffs to get things sorted. So let's get into the stuff. So let's start this right. This is the Minecraft build theory. So what we're going to do is start off by making our base layer of items. What you want to do is have a 2 block of stone and stone brick as kind of like a foundation layer type thing. Then you're going to miss 3. Then you're going to have another 2 like this. Then you're going to want to build back an extra few. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, so we're going back 7 from here. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 on the back. And then we're going to match up the amount that we did on the front to this on the back, but we're not going to miss out those gaps that we missed out on the front for this. And yes, we are just barely fitting in that gap. So then we pull these slightly further back. We'll leave it like that. What you want to make sure is you're not having too many of the same sorts of textures next to each other, just because that way you get a nice texture variation on your build. So with this, you're just going to want to build it up by a couple of blocks. So we're going to have this one come up by 4 in total, and you're just sort of adding in different textures here and there to kind of connect it through, but give it still a nice feel for this whole build. So then when you're at this layer, if you drop down on the third one up, you're just going to want to pop a couple of these and then bring this across. So now, if we look at this layer, you can see that it's a bit texturized in places. You can see that it's just got a few indents. Now, if you want, and you notice parts like this, where there's a lot of one texture, what you can do is come through and just get rid of it and change it for a different one, just to add a little bit more feel of something else there. So we probably need, actually, that looks quite nice all across it now. So that is your base layer in place. So next step. So the next step on this is to pop some fences just on the edge blocks. Okay, then you're going to want to pop a fence after, not a fence, a stair, a slab, a stair, a slab, and just changing it over and over for each one. So you got this nice little overhang type thing here. Now what you can do at this point is just fill in the door layer of everything. So how to do this door, to make it slightly different, what we will do is get our axe, because we should have prepped for that. Just include a couple of trapdoors across here where things can go, so that you've got this sort of nice extra layer across everything. It'd be good if that one was orientated the correct way. So if we do this, get rid of these two, and then that, and then we just need our door, which we will pop there. You see, we now have a little doorway that we can just walk straight through, no issues on, which adds a little bit more detail. Having some of these trapdoors a little bit further out just adds so much to it that I just love. I love this so much. Now, on the side, we're going to do something slightly different. We need these, some of those, some of these, and some of these. So on the side here, what we're going to want to do is right on the edge here, pop one of those there, and one of those there as well. Now, with your oak trapdoors, these aren't trapdoors, with your oak slabs, pop them like that. Now, following down from here, what you're going to want to do is grab your spruce slabs, pop these to come down to there. Okay, and you can do that on each of these little layer parts here. And if you're better than me, you would have prepped your build area so that there's not leaves in the way. So from here, all you're going to want to do is fill in all of these bits with oak. There's all of the top of the block parts, you just fill in. Now, grab yes, fences here, pop that one all the way down. 2 walls on these areas here, and then you can just fill in this extra space with these. And there we go. So that point is then finished for this little area in here. What you can do, just so you got a little bit of lighting, is pop one of those there. A top tip for you is dirt is your best friend and scaffolding early game, because it just gets you everywhere and it's really easy to get rid of. So this next point, we're going to be doing a few fancy things with this to make it just elevated above everything else that you're going to do amongst this build. So let's grab all of these and we should be set for this. You're going to want to bring one up there, follow this all the way back. So it just gives a cuff to the end of this. Halfway through this, right in the middle, pop one. Bring that back to here, just like you did on the other side, and it goes out that extra one. And bam. So it's equal on both sides. Now on here, you're going to want to just fill these in. Once again, with this bit, it's about texturizing. Now you can texturize as much as you want to, have as much diorite to concrete as you wish, and it just makes it have that little bit extra. But what you want to do before you start going upwards is just add your trapdoors on these edges so that it doesn't look like there's a connection for them, because obviously these are going to be going up, whereas the one next to them are not. Just so you know, it doesn't matter if one of them's like that and one of them's like that. They look exactly the same. That's why I love spruce trapdoors so much, because the orientation doesn't matter as much in the sense of putting it on the top or the bottom of the block. It can be on whichever one and it looks exactly the same. So now you're going to want to build this up by 2, bring this up by 2 as well, and carry that over. So it's always the block that is closest to the edge that you bring up by 2. Now here, you're going to want to do the same thing as you did with the bottom part where you were doing the stone, because it just changes it between it. You get to choose how much you want to use here and there. There's no window on this side, so it doesn't matter as much how much you put across. Bring this up, and then once again on here, you've got the choice of how much you want to just use your diorite compared to your concrete. Bring it up by 2, and then have fun just working out some patterns if you want. Make it as random as you want it. Use as much as you want of either block. It is 100% your choice at this point. So go up by 1 more on this, and then you can build it across, and then you can pop in your glass onto here, because these are windows. That's not where glass is meant to go now, is it? So there. Pop them in, and then bring it over however you want to with the diorite and concrete connection. And then you've got this point again, which, as I said, is completely your choice how much of one block you wish to use. It's better to have more concrete than it is diorite, not because diorite's a bad block, but because it just looks a little bit better and a little less busy on the build if you have less diorite on it. So pop, pop, as you can see with those ones, pop, pop, and just set to go. Then you just fill in this bit with the amount that you want to use. Bam, bam. Now, here's where it gets a little bit more fun on both of these back wall type areas, back and front of the house. So if you pull these all up by 1, and once again fill it in how you see fit across all of these, nice and simple. We'll speed it up slightly. Now this is where you're going to start the roofing side of things. We're going to start without doing the full trim, just adding this little bit here, because there's a little bit of added detail that I want you to pop in here. Across the front, what you're going to want to do is add a fence gate army, I suppose you could call it, just across all of here, next to the upside down stair that you use for the trim of the roof. You're going to pop that on all of these sides. You can pull these straight across if you want to right now and just bring it all the way down, because you're going to have to. That's the next step anyway. So we bring it across just as a normal trim to the roof. Here we go, and bam. And then once again, pop your fence gates all across these. There you go. As you can see, I brought the perfect amount of fence gates, because fence gates are really expensive to craft. Don't know if you've ever noticed this. There you go. And then let's just bring this across. There you go. So this part is now sorted. It's now into the roofing and this extra area that you use. But we're not going to put any roofings, as in any windows in these points. So you can just build this up here a little bit just to fill some space. How we do the roof is slightly different. So you're going to want to grab your oak slab, not slabs, your oak planks, your oak stairs, spruce planks, spruce stairs. So what you do is you have your under stair, a block, a stair, under stair, block, stair, under stair, block, stair, and then it changes from there. We'll show you how that links up on the other side. I made it a little bit more difficult to get across. There we go. So under stair, block, stair, under stair, block, stair, under stair, block, stair, and then you connect them with one of those. So it's an under stair, but facing inwards, and then a stair like that on top. Okay, nice and simple for what you're doing. So let's get this front bit done a little bit quicker. Obviously, you can feel free to pause this video at any time so that you can catch up to where we're at in this tutorial. What we're going to do next is fill in this space in between all of these bits here and with the logs. So with this, it is a case of, once again, doing as much as you want of either material just to fill this space, and then you bring your logs up to the top. So you just fill in all of this empty spacing that you've got here with the materials that you've been using for the walls. Now what's great about this design is you can use different materials in place of these walls. So as you may remember from the hardcore series that we did, I used some sandstone in one of the builds, and I just did the same thing, but I used sandstone and I used birch as opposed to white concrete and diorite, because it just added a little bit extra flavor to the build. What I'm going to do is change, because you can choose and chop and change as you go. There we go. So that's now all filled in on both sides. So we're going to finish this next roofing bit. Grab yourself some food, check where the sun is. We've probably got enough to do it for the rest of the night. So what we're going to want to do is run this across nice and simply with the blocks that you're using as your separate roofing material inside of the trim. What's nice is you are just following the pattern of what you've already created on the outside of the trim, because it just follows that design to go straight across and make it nice and simple. So just up at this main point here, just add in some slabs. That's not where you meant to put a slab, but just follow this through with slabs and just sorted. So let's get on to the added roofing details. So to add in some extra roofing details, one in, just get rid of the stairs that you've got here. Now go up by a couple. Get rid of all of these extra blocks that you see behind it, because these will not be needed. Now, what you're going to want to do is on here, just pop one of those, then throw in a window, bam, and throw in another block. It can be concrete, it can be diorite, it's completely your choice on which one you want to use. Now, this is where you're going to continue your roof again. So you want to do the same design as what you had on your previous one, just exactly the same with the layout that we went for on this roof here. So you come around with your trim, and don't worry that you've got oak connected to spruce, it's fine. So you pop that in there, bam, and bam, you're sorted. And then if you want to, you can pop concrete or your diorite in that slot. So we build this across, then you're going to need some stairs to bring across, bam, and bam. Get rid of this middle one, and instantly you'll notice it comes across. Then grab your slabs, come across with them, if it would let me. There we go. Sorted. One final stair there. So now you've got a dormer roof on the edge, but the other side is extremely plain. So we're going to add a fake chimney. And what's a fake chimney, you ask? Well, it's just a chimney that shouldn't really be there, because there's no need for it. Doesn't actually do anything worthwhile. But we're going to add it anyway. So at this layer, just here, you're going to want to break down. Where is it? There it is. These two. And just add some andesite on it. And bring it up. Break down that one. Bring it up. Now, bring this up another one, and then bring this up by a couple. Pop that there, add another one. Then what you can do, which is where it always gets a little bit more tricky, add your trapdoors on here. Bam, bam, bam. Get rid of, that's not the right block to use to get rid of it. There you go, there you go. Then add your campfire. Ouch, that hurts. Now you got a little chimney connected to it, which just adds an added detail that you didn't quite expect, which you can't really see from this angle. But you know what I mean. It just adds a little bit more to it on this side, which has been rather plain up until now. Now, for some added extra detailing, we can do is on this layer, just add in a couple of trapdoors on both of these. Then get your leaves out, pop that and that. Same across here. And then I didn't bring a shovel with me. We're just gonna pillar up next to it. Just make our life slightly easier by being lazy. Do the same on here. Do 3 on this one, just to add a little bit extra detailing on that. There you go. Then what you can do is add in, if you can get to it, just on top of a leaf. The middle one, oh, it doesn't add. Creative allowed me to add it. Okay, well, maybe not. What you can do is on the front of these, just across here, right in the middle, get your fences, bring it down by 2, pop on one of those. Okay, we're going to go run and do that on the other side as well, which is going to take some parkour to get over to. Interesting. It didn't work. Just pillar up again, chap. So, come across, straight into the middle, 2 fence gates down, and 1 of those. And that is the end of the build. If you want to, you can add stuff to the back of it, like how you have on the front. The back of the build I never really worry about, personally, because you normally see things from the door, not from the back. But if you want to, just add in those, and then add in these again. Just to match exactly what it is on the front. But there you go. Now you have a medieval starter house with a little bit of dirt. So let's get rid of this, and I will show you around the house. So walking into this house, you've got a solid load of nothing. Pop a light in it so nothing spawns, and we'll get back to this interior a little bit later on. But if you just look from the outside, you've got a little pen to keep a couple of animals in your starter house, a nice area for everything. This wall is quite, I'm being attacked. This wall is quite plain, but don't worry about that because it's not the focal point of the build. Then if you head round the back of your build, you can see you've got the windows coming out, and you can add some barrels and stuff back here as some extra detailing. But obviously that's a bit more interior on the exterior. So there we go. Our starter house is built up. Obviously the interior is not done yet, but we're going to save that for episode 2. This is Minecraft Build Theory. That's the name that we're going to go for now. And I quite like it. It's something a little bit different to just a Minecraft build guide, which doesn't sound quite as good as Minecraft Build Theory. So send me pictures of the house that you build using all of the techniques that I've shown you today. But my name has been Shepherd Tamer. I love all of your faces. I'll see you in the next episode. Bye bye now.